Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa. Sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of our Ramadan reflection series, Keys to the Divine Compass, where we go over verses from every juz throughout the month of Ramadan so that we can derive lessons that can be applied to our lives. Inshallah, today I will be going over verse number 92 from Surah Ali Imran, Surah number 3. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لن تنالوا البر حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون وما تنفقوا من شيء فإن الله به عليم. That you will never achieve the height of goodness, righteousness, piety until you spend from that which you love. Until you spend from that which you love. And whatever you spend, then indeed Allah is aware of it. This ayah is instructive to all of us when it comes to the mindset we are supposed to adopt when giving charity, when giving in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is a particular narration associated with this ayah. Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu, one of the earliest Muslims from the Ansar, who was the leader of the Khazraj and who was part of the Aqaba pledge before even migration of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu was one of the wealthiest individuals of Madinatul Munawwara. And he had a garden that was named Birha or Bayruha. And this is located currently, or at least the location of it would be in the rear area of the Masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam today. It was a very beautiful garden that had clean water, beautiful trees. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would come to love, sit there and come and drink from its water. Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he heard this verse, when this verse was revealed, Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu made the intention to give his entire garden away in Sadaqah. And when he came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I wish to give this garden in charity, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was surprised, but he was pleased. And he advised Abu Talha radiallahu ta'ala anhu that instead of giving it in sadaqah, you rather distribute it amongst your closest family members first. In other words, give it as charity to the people closest to you. This ayah is instrumental for us because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing a very key point, a mindset that we might end up adopting, sometimes very subconsciously, when it comes to giving in charity. That charity, we might think, is something that we give from the extra, is something that we give from that which we don't want any longer. That which no longer holds any value to us or never held any value but might be valuable to others. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that in order to achieve the heights of goodness, in order to achieve the heights of piety, you have to fight yourself. You have to fight yourself. Disassociate yourself from the things which you formed an attachment to. The Mufassirin say that the word bir, lan tanalul birra, the word bir can be literally translated as good, but it refers to Jannah. That you will never be able to achieve Jannah until you are able to part from the things that you have a love for. Right? When we give sadaqah, when it comes to, for example, donating clothes, how often do we give from the clothes that we no longer wear? The clothes that are ripped, the clothes that have been neglected in the back of the closet, the clothes that were already going to be thrown out, but now we decide to give it away in charity. How often do we look at the clothes that we wear, some of the more valuable ones, some of the ones that we love, that are our favorites, and we take one of those items and give it away in sadaqah? How often do we buy things that are brand new and then give that away in sadaqah? Right? This mindset allows a believer to not form attachments to the wealth that they own. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me blessings, but I will not allow that blessing to cloud my better judgment. I will not allow these blessings to become an obstacle through which I am not able to achieve Jannah. I will not allow them to help me stay away from achieving the rights, the heights of piety that I am going to be able to achieve otherwise. It is something that all of us should keep in mind in the month of Ramadan as we are gearing up to give sadaqah every day. That yes, when we give $1, when we give $10, whatever we give, when we part with it, intrinsically we are parting with something that we love. We love our money, we love our possessions, we love the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. But when we give, we are actively fighting against that impulse, that I am the owner of it, but it is not the owner of me. That it intrinsically has no value to me, but rather when it is away from me, it adds value to me. It adds value in the sense that I am able to perhaps achieve Jannah through this. So when we are giving sadaqah in the month of Ramadan, our goal should always be that, Ya Allah, I am parting from things that I have a love for your sake. I am parting from the things that I have a love for only for your sake, only for your pleasure. When we give material items away in sadaqah, our goal should be to give from the best that we have. Might not always be possible, but we should try to give from the best that we have. Because we don't want to be standing in front of Allah on the Day of Judgment and Allah asking us that yes, you gave, but you gave from the things that you no longer needed. You gave from the things that you would have thrown out anyway. And you gave it feeling very generous when that is not really generosity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that whatever you do spend, Allah is well aware of it. Whatever you do spend, Allah is well aware of it. Even if it's just a little bit, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that if it was any other person who was not a believer, maybe they wouldn't have parted with it. But you did because you wanted the pleasure of Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide, bless and protect us all and give us the ability to give sadaqah, to part from the things that we love for the sake of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.